With the growing demands of the city, what is expected is gelling with the changes the ambience demands, or the perceptions present. An international authority on the use of imagination and creativity and his attempt to rethink city-making through his work on intercultural cities and creative bureaucracies, Charles Landry highlighted on urban planning and development at the Bahrain National Museum, where he stressed that a city should provide stability, communication, and invest in the development of culture that would attract greater opportunities and benefits for the city in the long run.
My main argument is that creativity, which is about establishing and imagining and making your future, and heritage are great partners. Often people think that heritage is only a cost. But if you look at many of the cities that you think are very innovative hubs, many of them have strong heritage. And indeed, in those buildings that were old buildings, perhaps an industrial building or whatever, you find many of the future innovators working there in new forms of co-working spaces and so on. So the link between heritage and innovation is in fact incredibly strong. So it's not the opposite. Heritage obviously can cost money. It depends what you decide to do with it. Yeah, I mean, a city that is completely new and only has skyscrapers out of glass normally doesn't really have much of a soul, and people are trying to create a sense of identity and something that's special about the place. And most of those cities just have chains that we all know, you know, the same shops, the same cafes, Starbucks, McDonald's, etc., which basically is not very inspiring. A city that is pure heritage, which just leaves everything as it was, is also not really a good idea, because that perhaps means that everything has already been invented and there's nothing new to create. So often those places feel less energetic. The ones that acknowledge that cities are alive, they sometimes, recreate things, sometimes they take old things away if it's not very good, but actually keep a very strong amount of heritage, usually are the ones that have this sort of life where you can take an old building, add something new into it and combine things together, just as an example.